Hello and welcome back to Liz's Kitchen. Today I will be preparing fried okra and so this is what I'm going to do first. I have some meat over here, which is the cow cow skin. I have trap, and these are normally found in the international market. So I will cook this first because it's kind of harder to cook. So we will cook it and soften it before we add the other meat that I have to put in. I do have some turkey, some smoked neck, and also beef. But these cook faster, so they're not hard as the cow skin and the trip. So we're gonna cook these first before we add. Also, I have here today onions that I'm putting into my sauce, salt and pepper, and also okra. So this the whole okra and pepper, red pepper. These are very hot, so I don't put that much. I also have the Creole seasoning and also have the Maggi um, that I'm going to put in there. So I do have my okra that I did cut off, cut them up and ready to fry. So we're gonna go and add the seasoning on here. First, I wash all my meat before I put in the pot, and I added some water. All right. So let's turn the stove on, and I'm going to add my Maggi. I'm going to add my Creole seasoning. And I'm going to add salt. And I'm going to add some black pepper. All right. Now, we're going to let this boil for maybe 30 minutes so the meat can, this is very hard to cook. Um, so we're going to let it cook so they get soft. And before we add the rest of the meat, since the other meat is not um, too hard as this one. So we're going to be back in 30 minutes, and unless we will check on it and before we add the rest of the meat. Okay. Okay, so we are back to check on our trap and our cow skin to make sure it's cooked halfway before we add in. I'm going to add a little bit more water to this because I'm going to add in the rest of the meat that needs to be cooked. Um, I do have water. Now add that water in there because I will need that to put everything in there. I would need that to cook. And I also going to add more meat so we can cook everything. Right. So I'm adding here some neck bone meat. Okay. I'm also adding turkey, smoked turkey. You can see. And so it's cooked. These are smoked, so it's halfway cooked, and the meat is faster. It doesn't take that long compared to the skin, cow skin, and also the trap. So now that I have all the meat in there, I'm going to let that cook uh, until it's ready. Okay. And I'm going to keep the heat on high so it doesn't take that long to cook. So, all right. So we're gonna wait. Um, Also, I have an oil over here. So while the meat is cooking, we are going to cover it up and start frying the okra. All right, so while my meat is cooking, I'm going to add in, this is smoked herring. I get that from Giant. So I'm going to put that in. Also going to add in onions. And I'm going to add in tomato paste. Okay. Get the smoked herring, tomato paste, and the onions. So turn the fire to medium. You want the onions to fry before we add in the okra um, and the smoked herring. Basically, smoked herring is going to give you a flavor for your okra. And a lot of people that don't eat okra, when you try this recipe, you're gonna start eating okra more often because it's yeah, very tasty. And tried it, um, and you will love okra after this. Okra is very good source of vitamins. It's good for the body. Um, so once you try this, you're gonna love okra. But, so get my onions cooking, tomato paste, and the smoked herring. So while that is cooking, I do have my okra here. I'm going to put that in there so we can fry that with the smoked herring and the rest of the food. So yeah. Alrighty, this is my okra. Put it in there, and we're just gonna mix it in with the onions. This, all right. So while we're waiting for this to fry, I'm going to add in a little bit of season. I don't want to put too much because I already have enough season in my meat sauce that I'm preparing. I'm going to add a little bit of this, and after we add in all the meat and the sauce, and we're gonna taste it and see if we need more to add more seasoning. So I will taste it after I add in it my sauce. All right. So while this is frying, we're gonna wait and get back to you. Um, Once my okra is fried and my meat is ready to be pulled in. All right, we will see in a few minutes. All right, so we are back with frying the okra. Uh, After we fry the okra, we are going to add the meat into our okra. And so this is the meat that we have cooked. I'm going to add that on there. Here's this bigger spoon. Yes. Add all your meat that we bought. We're gonna put them in there. Right. So pull this over here. We're gonna pour that into the pot. Okay. Get in here. Mhm. Oh, this sauce in there. So we got all the sauce in there now. We're gonna okay. So this is your okra. After you add the sauce in, you're gonna just because the meat is already cooked, the okra is already fried. We can let it boil for um just a little bit. You don't have to cook it. Let it boil too much, just for the sauce and the meat to um, have the flavor with the sauce and the okra. All right. So with that, this is what your okra will look like. Um, this is your okra at the end, and yeah. So we are done here. We're just gonna give it another 15 minutes to boil, and of course, I forgot to add my pepper, which I'm going to add right now. These are some hot pepper. I'm just going to put it in the sauce because not too many people eat hot pepper. So I'm gonna let it boil with my sauce, and we gonna kind of cut it up, and once it's done. So here you have it. Our okra soup is ready. And please do me a favor, subscribe to my video, and I will see you on the next video.